what happened is, the first thing what I did, while I was working for that guy I told you, that German in Wollenhof, but he was sitting in an office and he was the engineer.
His architect?
An architect, the architect, right. He was the architect. I was working in Wollenhof, in the place there where they built new barracks, you know, and I was taken there to them. Anyway, I worked at that place. That was a Hege Heine. That was a Hege Heine, the company.
The construction company.
The construction company. So, one time, just like that, he came out, you know, made an inspection. He was a very mean guy too.
This was Corbinus.
Corbinus. He made inspections. And I noticed that if I'll go on like this every day, sooner or later, I'll be finished, worn out, and they'll kill me. So I said to myself, I'll take a chance. And I walked up to him, just like that. He came out to watch us work. And I walked up to him. Something told me inside, you know, I can take a chance with him. I don't know why, but something. He was good dressed, you know what I mean, nice. But he was also a good murderer, a good killer, you know, beater, you know, terrible. And I walked up just like that to him. And I said, I would like to do you a favor. And he opened his eyes just like this, you know. He says, you going to do me a favor? And I saw right away I did the wrong thing. And I said, oh, I'm sorry, I expressed myself the wrong way. I would like to fix a watch for you. I changed, you know, fast. He said, what are you talking about? Are you verrückt? You know, are you Michigan? Verrückt means Michigan. He says, no, I'm a watchmaker. And if you have a broken watch, let me have Diana fixing it for you. He looked at me with irony, you know, on me. He says, what do you mean? I says, I am a watchmaker. He says, where's your tools? I said, I have tools. I can fix a watch. You know, I was sorry already I started, because the way he talked to me, and then suddenly he says, tomorrow I'll bring the watch. You take a look. If you can fix it. Just like that. Okay? So thank you. I walked away from him. In the morning, I came and I reported to him.
Before you say that, what did you tell you told your brothers about?
Oh, sure, absolutely. I told them right away, my brothers.
So what were they thinking?
They didn't know yet. They say, well, let's see. They say, whatever we can do, you know, we'll work with you, but keep on. They were working that day in another place. I came back in the morning. He called me right away out when we arrived, you know, and he took me in his office. He locked the door. He took me to the last room there in his office, and he takes out a watch, pocket watch, and he hands it to me. He says to me, can you fix it? He says, give me a chance, let me take a look. When he handed me the watch, the size that the case was, I saw right away that I'm in service, because it wasn't heavy enough to have everything inside. So I hadn't say nothing. I asked him to give me a knife, a little knife. He gave me a little knife, and I opened the watch, and I took a look. I almost died. It was one plate inside, in a dial, in the case, and everything else was gone. And I took a look at that, and I said to myself, I didn't know what to do. And he asks me, can you fix it? And you know, I just said yes without realizing what I'm saying. I was not by my mind. He says, you mean that you can fix that watch again? And again I said, yes, sir. He said, well, if you'll fix that watch, I'll let you sit here. Take all your time you want it. You hear that? But that watch has to be fixed, just like that, like I'm doing now, with this end. I say, yes, sir, again. He said, okay, tomorrow I'm going to bring, my tools, and I'll start to work and to watch. The next morning I came, and he already looked for me, little babe. He said, got your tools? I said, yeah. So I come. He put me in again in that room, and there was a table there, and a chair, and he opened the light, and he told me those things. He said, now here is some rules what you have to obey. Never look out a window so you can be seen. Number one. Never leave the place, you'll be locked up by me. I'll put you in the morning. I'll see you during the day when I want it, and I'll let you up when it's time to line up to go back to the camp. This is good enough. But that watch has to be fixed. And I said yes. And that was the end of it, in the whole conversation. And I went back to my two brothers and I told them this story what happened. They said, don't worry about it. We can try to find a movement, We had still, remember when we came to the camps, we still had a lot of things, a lot of materials, a lot of movements, a lot of things, And we found a movement, a gold movement that fit in the case. That's all that we needed, you understand? That's all that we needed, is a movement to fit in that case. I thought I'm a Shia, because when I told him yes, I didn't know I can do that at all. But when we found that movement, in that case, everything was like I succeeded.